Hello, hello. Can you hear me well? Uh, uh, uh. Hola, hola. Yes, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Sorry, but something is happening with the OBS on my main computer. So, today I will be live streaming from my laptop. I hope it works good. But can you see my screen and my and you can hear me well, right? Audio good, video. Can you see my screen? Trading view. Uh-uh. Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was actually working well with the OBS a few minutes ago, but suddenly it just shut down, and I tried to reconnect. So I don't know what happened. So sorry about sorry about that. So let me say hi to everyone. Patrick, Andreas, Yatin, Michael, Dian, Rael, Salman. Hey Justin, Gar, I think you are new, right? Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. I don't remember your name. It's a very particular name, so that I hope. I mean, I hope that I'm not making any mistake. But if you are new, welcome to the family. All right. Hello, Omar, Tocayo, Sina, Aldo, Kurt, Mr. Hans. Hello, Ann, Orlando, and all right. Gar, fairly new, been on here a few months. Well, thank you for participating. I really don't remember your name. That's what I mean. We are like a small community. Uh, we are 500 and peanuts on subscribers, but I think we are only like 30 or 40 like the regulars on the live stream, and then we have like 200 more watching the recordings. Um, well, I don't know, Mr. Hans. Probably, I don't know. Again, I'm. Is it lagging? I'm sorry, guys. This is not my best setup, but I will try to make it work. All right. So let's get started, guys. Today I was watching three different things. I was watching Amazon, AMD, and Nvidia, and all of them, I was watching them trying the retest of the previous day high. I was actually, if you are on the Scarface community, I was actually sharing on the main chat. I was sharing on the main chat that the first setup that I learned from the Scarface community, and the one that that actually like uh made me fall in love of the setup, the community, and everything. It was the break and retest of the previous day high and low. Why? I mean, because it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, if it's actually breaking and retesting these key levels, obviously to the external side, well, it's a great sign of continuation to the upside or to the downside. But anyway, I mean, I just felt that this was a a good probability setup. And usually, I mean, if you go back to your charts, if you go back to your chart, you will see that, I mean, it's not very often a candle inside of the other candle, just like engulfed candles. So that's something that I like it, right? Like the continuation to the upside or to the downside, but like breaking and retesting this previous day high and low. So today it was all about the previous day high and low. You will see over all of the charts that I'm gonna show you. So let's get to it. All right, hello Cuba, Cuba. I don't know how to say it. Jacob. All right, guys. So again, I was waiting for this, right? The retest of the previous day high and then continuation. So I was looking for any sign of continuation here. So I really like this AMD break and retest of this 160.34, 160.34. Is it? Yeah, 160.34. This is a key level on the daily chart. So I was actually liking this break and retest right here because it was above previous day high. Because it was above previous day high. So if you decided to take a position right here, you had your risk at the bottom of these retesting candles and you were aiming to the next external liquidity level or even this 160. Well, look at this. This 161.96, let's say 162. This 162 was the previous week high, and also this is a, let me go there. This AMD 160, 162, this 162, it's a key level. It's multiple touches on the daily chart. Look at this. It's where is it? It's this one here. This one here. So 162, multiple touches on the daily chart. Let me, all right, something like that. And also look at this. This was a pivot high. So this is a very relevant key level. So this is a very relevant key level. And also if we close the day above this 162, if we close above this 162, I'm very positive for the next week all the way to 169. It's, look at this, we had this break, displacement, retest of this 150, and look at this candle here. Look at this candle here, this candle wick. This is the daily chart, all right? So look at this, we are actually breaking this. So we are keeping market structure intact. So I really like this. I really like this. So let's see if we can have more continuation to the upside on this level. So again, I was telling you this 160.34. This was a key level on the daily chart. So I like this break and retest and all the way to this 162. Then it retraced, came back, retested previous day high, hold previous day high, and look at this. Again, it offered a few opportunities here, like break and retest of this 160.34, break and retest of this 162 previous week high. So it actually offered a few opportunities. So anyone here took AMD today? Alex, the levels tool drew different levels for me compared to yours. Is it failing? I don't know, but what I know, Alex, is that the data provider, not our tool, but the data provider has been having issues about the levels. Do you remember a few days that we were watching the QQQ uh, previous day high and it was different on the daily chart and then on the 15-minute chart? I took the case to the developer and he was like, well, dude, look at this. I mean, it's actually looking good on my end. So we asked to the data provider and they had an issue. They had a bug. So I mean, it was only a few cents and it was only on QQQ, but yes, they have been having some issues there. So what is the key level for AMD first pullback? I missed that entry. Well, this 160.34, it was a previous day high. Look at this. It's last Monday high. Last Monday high. So do you remember, guys, the how we draw key levels here? So we go to the daily chart. We go to the daily chart and we start marking the previous highs out of our previous day candle shadow, like this. So every previous high out of this shadow here, will be marked. So this Monday high, 160.34, 160.34, it was this key level here. All right. Um, okay. Gavita, AMD, two calls, 84% rule when the price recovered the high from June 21st. What is June 21st? June 21st? Might be July. Might be July 21st, right? The 18 enter 943. Enter 943 right here. Right here. Nice. Oh, come on. What's going on? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for all these technical issues. Okay, right. We are back. 943. That was a good entry. Scale 1 contract 946. Good. And close 947. That was a really nice trade, Gabby. Congratulations about that. And look at this. This is the importance to always be selling into strength. So do you remember we were talking about this a few days ago? So if you are selling on this push here, let's say your contracts here are $2, just because how the Greeks work, this push, speed and momentum is making these contracts to reach $2 on premium. But if you have this pullback and you try to sell here, probably it's not gonna be $2. It's gonna be like 190 or something like that. I mean, but it's gonna be lower. So that's the importance of always be selling into strength. Every push you should be trying to sell some, all right? What happened? No video, no audio for you. Is it working for everyone else? All right. Okay. Michael Ward, you did not take AMD, but do you think the retest of the 5-minute opening range was a good trade? Retest 5-minute opening range was a good. Yes, but look, it was more important than the 5-minute opening range, Michael. It was holding the previous day high. So that's why it was super important, the 5-minute opening range, because this was holding the previous day high. So that was the importance of that key level, right? Jason, I only draw previous day high and think it might pull back more deep to previous day high. So I missed that entry. I'm sorry. Andreas, you did the key level training only for your Spanish. I forgot. I forgot. Uh, soon. I know you are probably tired of all my empty promises, but I'm telling you, my friend. I'm telling you, Andrea. So because now, I mean, these charts that you are watching, they are my trade review charts. But I've been applying a new thing on my charts. So instead of only like lines, I've been trying to draw uh, thin small boxes with colors for demand and supply, because I'm gonna explain I'm gonna explain something in a few minutes. Just let me move forward on the chart review, but I'm gonna explain something about the key levels, because there was a kind of a misunderstanding with one of the students, because he was like, okay, well, so if we open here, let's say if we open here 162 and it goes back, I mean, now this previous day high, it's a bearish key level. And I was like, well, no, right? No, because on the higher time frame, you actually want that retest on that key level. So there was this kind of misunderstanding on the key level. So I've been making some changes to the script of that training. So it's gonna be good and worth the wait, Andrea. Sorry it's taking too long, but it's gonna be worth the wait, right? Alex, you tried AMD 957 here. Okay, didn't work. Gabi, Alex, hoping 164. It actually did. Look at this. It actually did. The indices were not in a clear trend or rising enough that they were near previous day high. Well, that's the thing, Mr. Hans. That's the thing. Because you were still above previous day high, that is telling you that this is a bullish market, right? Just because you stayed, you held the previous day high, it's actually saying that this is gonna have continuation, or this might have continuation, right? So it's not a rule, but just because it's above previous day high, it's looking like super bullish. All right. Uh, uh, uh. Working good, working good. No, Gabi, I'm not gonna explain the Greeks. The only thing that you need to know, especially if you are doing the break and retest, is that you need the speed and momentum, right? So forget about all the other Greeks. I mean, you don't need to know about all the other Greeks, especially if you are just holding for a few minutes or maybe an hour. But if you are not taking a trade overnight, or like same day expiration, you don't care about the Greeks, right? Um, can you record a video execution of live option trade example on IBKR? You know what? I don't use IBKR. I use Webull, but we have guys. If someone can help me here, we have shared a lot of times this Berilo guy. It's a guy who is very skilled in IBKR. So he's always sharing tips and tricks about how to use it, how to set up for options, how to set up for stocks, how to set up for futures. So I think it's gonna be easier if you just go watch this Berilo guy. If someone can help me, just copy pasting the 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 link to his Instagram profile, that would be nice. Thank you. Will that supply demand lesson be just in accelerator on YouTube? It's gonna be on YouTube. After 11, no trade. Is it correct? That's what I do. I mean, after 11, I don't take a trade. Actually, if I don't take an entry before 10:40, I just don't take any trades. And I usually, yeah, and usually like I try to manage my positions until 11 in the morning. After that, it needs to be like a really trendy day. If not, it's just like managing your loss or something like that. But I don't like to trade after 11. That's correct. Can you please explain how do you make your orders for options? Like, do you just get? Yeah, I only use market orders. I don't like that. I mean, I like limit orders, but it's easier for me market orders because of the nature of the break and retest, and you are trading momentum, right? So even if you are a little bit early or a little bit late on the move, just because of the momentum, the market order is gonna be okay. Uh, Orlando, you to Google. Berilo Trading. Thank you, Gabby. Okay, that's the guy. So this guy is super specialist on all IBKR thing. So you should be looking for him. Right. Well, that was AMD. This is the trade I took. This is the trade I took. So I was waiting for this retest 230. So if you guys are on the Scarface Discord, I shared on the admin channels 230, 230, 230. Everything it's about 230 on Amazon. So I was waiting for this. I missed this entry here. This is actually 230, right? This is actually the 230. I missed this one because it was 9:36, too early for me on the morning. I know I was super bullish on Amazon, but I still try to respect my rules. My rules are for a reason. So I just missed this entry, but look at this. This was 9:41. I know it's only 5 minutes later, but I mean, I like to wait 10 minutes at least because right here at this point, 9:41, if you can see here, QQQ and SPY, they were both holding previous day high. So this is a nice confirmation of a bullish market because my ticker is pushing higher, relative strength, and both indices were holding previous day high. Very bullish, right? So this is the entry that I took. I took right here around the 5 minute opening range with this retest of this 230.40, 230.40. So I was aiming to 233. That was a 1 to 4.4 risk reward ratio trade, and but I sold majority of my position around this 233.44. This was a key level on the daily chart. This was a key level on the daily chart, and I was actually out of my position on this candle here, 10:04, when it broke this consolidation. When it broke this consolidation right here. So this is 10:04. I remember very well. So this was my trade. This was my trade. And look at this. It offered a second chance here. Second chance here. I know this may look like a deep pullback, but look at this. This is actually holding the exact same entry that I have. Exact same entry that I have. And what was happening on the indices? They were holding the previous day high and they were pushing higher. So after this strong pullback, it was showing holding relevant key levels, and with the help of the indices, this thing will go up again and again and again. And look at this. So it actually offered a few more opportunities. So if you enter right here above previous day high, above pre-market high, above 5 minute opening range high, above this 230 key level, look at this. It was a very nice ride to the upside. All right. Let me go to the chat. Uh, Jason, you missed that trade too. Hey, Jason, I mean, I'm sure you are already doing it, but remember to also journal your missed trades, right? If you were watching this trade and you hesitated and you didn't take it, just journal why you didn't take it, because it was too early in the morning, because you were already in another trade, because you just hesitated, you had doubts about the setup. Try to journal also about the missed trades, right? I mean, not any missed trade, but the ones that you were actually watching and you didn't take. All right. That's gonna teach you very good lessons. Very good lessons. All right. Alex, you knew, yeah. You know what? You, Moni, and Carla, you all three sent me a message like, are you on AMD or you are in Amazon? Because both are your kind of trades. So yeah, I was on Amazon. You know, I like AMD to the downside, but I like more Amazon for the upside. Dian, you entered 936. That was very bullish, about 230. That was a very nice trade. And also, above previous day high, above pre-market high, 230 relevant key level, side number, strike number, round number. So that everything was check on the checklist for this. Patrick, 942. 9:42. That was my exact entry. Good job, Patrick. Andrea, you missed this one also. Alex, you were focusing on AMD and Nvidia. Yeah, but the AMD and Nvidia, they open well. They then drop. I actually had a loss on ABGO. I was looking ABGO, but it didn't hold. So I took a loss on ABGO. Yeah, the semis were looking hot this morning, but I mean they took their time. Michael, beautiful trade. Thank you. Oh, you saw the message later. Yeah, yeah. But well, I'm not doing it every day, but I mean, if I have time and I'm ready in the morning, I try to share my own ideas. You can see some of them or most of them are different than Jack's and Tony's because they are very focused on Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, and I like Amazon. I like AMD. I like some other different names. And also, I'm watching the indices now, and I'm sharing stuff about the indices. So take a look to the admins channel. Every once in a while, you may find not only my ideas, but Lauren ideas, Ramesh ideas, Hayden ideas. Hayden has been sharing some ideas as well. So let's see if you can take any idea from there and make it yours. Mr. Hans, would you have taken calls 1018? 1018. Probably yes. Just because the reaction on both indices, they were holding the previous day high. I like I like this. I like this, but I will waited for more confirmation on the move, right? Because yes, it was holding this previous day high, but the structure were still there. The structure was still there. So until you don't have an actual change of character like this, I mean that was a low probability trade, right? Because it was a nice break and retest of this key level 231.18, but the context again, it was holding nicely previous day high on both indices, but you needed more confirmation about that. All right. Uh, uh, uh. Which options can I trade for under 200 Neto? Most of them. Most of them, I think, other than Tesla, most of them are like, on the range of the 60 cents and $2. So if I mean if you are trading with $200, probably you can do anything other than Tesla, right? I mean Tesla are the ones that are very very expensive, but Nvidia, Apple, AMD, Amazon, they all have very cheap contracts. I usually take, for example, on Amazon. Usually my contracts are between the 80 cents and the $2. The same thing for AMD. Um, Jason, you like AMD and Amazon too? Yeah, yeah. And I think they are underrated on the community, right? Like because they offer very nice opportunities. And something that I like is they offer opportunities to both sides. Different to, for example, Nvidia. Nvidia has been offering only upside opportunities, and when it goes down, it's usually on the not on the regular trading hours. It's at market close. But Amazon and AMD, I mean, you can ride them both ways. And sometimes same day you can do it. So yeah, I really like Amazon and AMD. Do you share your ideas on Instagram or no? I still don't. How long do you go out? What do you mean? Right. So let's move forward, guys. So I think these Amazon trades were kind of clear. These two entry here, like this 936, that was the most aggressive and bullish uh, thesis. I I really like it because all that we said above previous day high, above 230, all the stuff. But I like this 941 just because it was 10 minutes after market open, and here we were having more information about the indices, right? Like they were both holding the previous day high. So now in my mind, in my idea was like, okay, well, now that they touch this previous day high, they are gonna, go up, and that's exactly what happened. um all right, guys, let's go to Nvidia here. So this is a nice example of what I was telling you. You will say like, oh, Neto, well, this is intraday bearish price action. And I will say like, well, no, because look at this. It came back, retested the previous day high, retested previous day high. Buyers step in aggressively here. So now you can take price action to the upside. Again, I wasn't looking any short positions on Nvidia today, just because this we were above previous day high. Hey, we break and hold previous day high to the downside. Well, we can start looking for something, but this was super bullish, right? This was super bullish just because we were still holding, respecting previous day high, and this 179.39, this was a key level on the daily chart. So after this change of character here, I really like this break and retest of the pre-market low, 172, for a move to the upside. Why? Because the indices, look at this, because the indices right here, 1025, 1030, the indices were pushing higher after retesting previous day high. So again, today was everything all about previous day high, not only on the indices, but also on the individual names. All right. So who took something on Nvidia today? Um, Exotic Beards. How long you have been trading? On November, I will be 3 years. And it took me a while to understand the market because my first year I was only trading SPY. But I think that was a blessing because I understood how the market, how the indices were working before going to the individual names. So now that I'm trying the individual names, it's easier because I try to trade with the trend on the indices. Just in a small loss on Nvidia, took puts 1017, stop out on the next candle. Yeah, nothing there to short 1017 right here. Yeah, the break and retest of the 5 minute opening range low. Yeah, but this was your demand zone, right? Not only on Nvidia, but also on the indices. Previous day high. I think that was the only thing that you missed there, Justin. That you were above previous day high. So yes, I understand what you tried here with this break and retest of the 5 minute opening range low, but I will be waiting for an actual break of this previous day high because look at this. If you break this previous day high, you will be trading inside of the same range than yesterday, and then you have a very nice opportunity here because if this goes all the way to the bottom of the previous day, that's a 4 points move. That was a nice one. But yeah, so it held previous day high. Uh, Small loss. Okay. I did have that same thesis, but didn't like the price action the entire day. Uh, for holding previous day high and taking calls. Yeah. Chris, which trades did you take today, Neto? Well, I took this the Amazon trade, this one. I took an ABGO trade that didn't work, and I took let me tell you, I think I took an QQQ calls. Yeah, I took QQQ calls. All right, give me 1 second, guys, because my computer is acting weird. Okay, so that was the one trade that I was watching for Nvidia, and after that, everything was just inside of the range. Oh well, look, now it's actually breaking and retesting this 173.38. That's a key level on the daily chart, and this is also high of the day, right? So this is looking good. This is actually looking good. Let's see if it can hold and have continuation. 174.25 is the previous week high. That's a nice key level for tomorrow. That's a nice key level for tomorrow. Tesla, I was actually I wasn't actually paying attention to Tesla just because again I come on. I don't know I don't know what happened with Tesla. Look at this. I mean this is awful. Decent they had decent earnings calls, but they had I think the only issue that investors were kind of panicking, it was about their cash flow. But they had good sales, they had good profits, they actually exceeded expectations on deliveries. So, well, I don't know. I mean, sometimes, Tesla, sometimes it's kind of just gambling. Anyways, so I was looking at this drop and kind of retest of this pre-market low, and also this pre-market low was while the indices were not very clear on direction. So I was liking this because it had relative weakness. Because yes, the while the indices were showing some indecision here, Tesla actually dropped. That was expected before. I'm sorry, after the earnings. So, I mean, I just draw this so you can see different opportunities here. This 307.92. Let me show you on the 15 minute. This 307.92. It's look at this. It's very obvious key level right here, right? I mean, I know this is a few days back. This is July the 15th, so it's 10 and 15 days back. But look at this. I mean, this is a very obvious key level on the 15-minute chart. So I was watching this retest of this key level, and then the rejection to the downside. So this could be your first opportunity for a short trade, right? But remember, because they had earnings yesterday and they dropped the price aggressively, the IB should be still very hot. So right here, you should be like, I mean, I don't know how much for the contracts, but they should be like super expensive here. But then we had continuation to the downside, and I was looking for the next key level. For me, the next key level was this 305. So we actually broke this placement, retested this 305, and after this rejection of 305, I will take another trade to the downside. Look at this. So break this placement, retest of this 305, and with this rejection I will take this all the way to what? 302. 302, but look at this. This actually went all the way to 301, right? So this trade here actually went all the way down to 301. So this was an almost 1 to 3 risk reward rated trade. Okay. So that was the Tesla trade. Not sure. Alex, you did something on Tesla? Come on, brother. IB wasn't high. Well, I mean 1022. That's fine. 1022 right here. Okay, yeah. So the rejection of the 1 minute opening range low. That was a nice trade. 306. So look what Alejandro did, right? So he was using this key level here. So he used this candle here. What did you say? 1022. 1022. So break, displacement, retest, rejection, and he entered on this candle here. So from here to low of the day, it was a super nice trade. It was a super nice trade. And if you were watching both the indices, they were at the bottom of the range. Again, they were above the previous day high, so I wouldn't be, like taking in consideration the indices. But this was showing relative weakness, right? This was showing relative weakness, so that was a very nice trade, Alex. Congratulations. Uh, Gar actually took a quick scalp on Tesla, and contracts went out of the money were about 400. Yeah, they were super expensive. They were super expensive. All right, guys. This is Microsoft. We have this very nice. Look at this. All the time above previous day high. So what is this telling you? Continuation, right? Continuation. And by this time, both indices were pushing higher. So this break and retest of this pre-market high, I really like it. And you have a lot of good key levels to the upside to actually watch for your targets, right? Anyone took Microsoft today? Now that we don't have, I do have a few viewers of the recordings that they ask a lot of Microsoft, and I like Microsoft because usually it gives you these clean moves, right? It moves very nice. Not too much on the pre-market. Actually, the pre-market usually looks like this. Like this is awful price action on the pre-market. But we don't care about the pre-market, right? We don't care about the pre-market. We like the price action on market hours. And usually this is what happens with Microsoft. Very clean market structure to both sides. So I really like this Microsoft thing. But okay. This was Palantir. Again, this was above previous pre-market high. Pre-market high all the way to previous day high. This was not as bullish as the others, semis, or the semis names. But look at this. I mean, this was a very nice break, displacement retest, pre-market high, and your target will be high of the day, something like this. I mean, it could be previous day high. That's the actual external liquidity. But I mean, you already made a high of the day. So that's your target here. It was a 1 to 2.7 risk reward rate to trade on Palantir. What else? Apple. I was watching this Apple thing. It took its time, but it actually worked. This break and retest of pre-market high. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So this was a nice break and retest of this pre-market high. And also, it was above this 214. 214 has been a key level, a very relevant key level on the daily chart for Apple. Can you see support, resistance, and now it's working as support. Can you see? So we had this break, retest, reclaim of this 214. So I really like this, and also this was the pre-market high, right? So again, it took a lot of time to actually work here, but I mean, once it worked, it really did it nice. And then look at this 214.65. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. 214.65. Look at this again. Key levels need to be very, very common sense, very relevant, very visual, easy to identify. Can you see? It was a relevant key level on Monday. That was kind of the resistance. Then not so important on Tuesday, but look at this on Wednesday. Resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8 candles on the 15-minute chart. So this 214.65 was a very relevant key level. So when you just break and retested this is another good opportunity to the upside. So this was another 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. And that was everything for Apple. Let me go to the chat. We need to take a vote on maybe kick Apple off the channel. Yeah, don't trust Apple, right? No, there's a few people that they actually watch and trade Apple like on the daily basis. So I still keep watching Apple because I mean it's kind of a market mover. I don't like to trade it, but I need to watch it, so it's okay. Neto, now that you mentioned the pre-market, do you give importance to how the price action develops, or do you simply focus on the previous day and how the market opens? Well, it depends, Gabby. I mean, I like to watch the pre-market, but only like the last 30 minutes. I mean, I don't think the 4 a.m. Market is actually something important. I like to see, I like to watch from 9 to 9:30. That's it. I mean, I think that's that's the relevant, because that's where the volume starts to kick in, and I mean that's when like the real stuff is actually happening. All right, guys. Let me show you. No, it was not. Oh well. I'm gonna show you these ones that I was watching on SPY. Again, very obvious. Retest previous day high. And look at how strong buyers step in. Right? So once it engulfs the previous candle, I will open a position right here and for pre-market high. And then, hey, I missed this one. Well, you can wait for this break, this placement, and retest pre-market high. And look at this, at least to high of the day. But and when I say at least, I mean it's just because you are aiming for something short, right? But if you can see here, market structure is intact, so you may route these contracts all the way to high of the day and make it a 1 to 7 risk reward rated trade. And then look at this break and retest of high of the day. You can take this and make a 1 to 2.5 risk reward rated trade. And I mean, you can still make money on a small movements, right? So I really like that. And you should be watching your key levels, your intraday key levels, because once you break them and you see, at least on the indices, right? and you see how the trend is starting to reverse, I mean, you just manage your position and that's it. If you only can do one trade in same time, what is your criteria, such as today, Amazon and AMD? Well, I mean, if you were watching them on the pre-market, you should be knowing by this time which one has more room to move, right? So, uh, so that's when your risk reward potential actually plays to your ticker selection, right? I mean, you can see from the pre-market which one is having relative strength or relative weakness, and from there you can choose the one that has more room for moving that day, right? So I think that's the way I do it. All right, guys, I need to leave. I need to leave. I have to take my dog to the vet. And that's a story that I need to tell you, but maybe tomorrow. So okay, so if you don't have any other question, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. And you know the drill. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Take care. Bye, guys.